If you're relying on countywide headlines or national clickbait when looking at the real estate market right now, there's a good chance you're making decisions with the wrong data. Not all real estate markets are behaving the same right now, and you want to time your move right. Hyperlocal trends matter more than ever. So let's take a look at what's actually happening this May in the areas that matter most. The market is shifting. When I say that, I'm not just talking about price drops or faster sales. I mean what's happening where is changing fast. That's why I'm watching the following very specific areas this month, because my clients aren't just moving all over Amador County. They're looking at more specific areas like Ione, Jackson, Sutter Creek, and Plymouth. But they're also crossing into areas like Dorado Hills, Folsom, Rancho Murieta, Rancho Cordova, Galt, Herald, and also Wilton. These are places my clients are actively buying and selling and moving to, and that's why I'm watching them closely. But before we dive in, let's kind of zoom out for a second into Amador County as a whole so we can kind of get our bearings. Right now, we're about 6.9 months of inventory, which pushes us into a buyer's market for the first time in a while. That's up from 5.4 months of inventory last month and also up from 5.7 months this time last year. Pending and sold activity held steady, but the pricing gap widened. The median list price came in at $545,000, while the median close price dropped to $420,000, with nearly a 10% month-over-month drop. Homes sold for about 93% of asking, and the average time on market stayed flat at 57 days. What does that actually mean? Buyers are negotiating harder and winning more often. Sellers need to price sharply and prep well to stand out. Moving on to Ione and Lake Comanche, this area saw a 38% jump in inventory to 47 homes for sale, and months of inventory rose over 50% to 5.2, leaning towards a buyer-friendly market, because remember, 6 months or more puts us officially in a buyer's market. Only 9 homes closed compared to the 10 that closed last month, and the median close price dropped to $489,000, which is down from $560,000 in April. That's over a 12% dip in price. However, it's only a 7.7 dip from this time last year that had a median close price of $530,000. Sellers were getting just 85% of asking price, and days on market doubled to 56 days from the 28 days on market this time last month. Bottom line, buyers are starting to get leverage again, and home prices are moving downward. So if you're planning to sell, pricing right from the start matters now more than ever. Moving along to Jackson, this area saw sales double month over month, with 10 homes that closed, and the median close price jumped to 58% to $554,000, which is up from just $350,000 in April. But at the same time, pending sales dropped and the inventory climbed to 41 homes for sale. Days on market increased to 58, which is nearly triple from a year ago that was only 20 days. What this means? Some homes are getting solid prices, but others are sitting longer, so strategy definitely matters here. Taking a look now at Sutter Creek, this market is swinging hard this month. Inventory rose to 31 homes, but only 3 sold. That pushed months of inventory to 10.3, well into buyer's market territory. Median close price dropped sharply to $352,000, which is down 46% from April's $654,000. But days on market dropped from 74 down to 23 this month. So the homes that are moving quickly. Translation: some listings are overpriced, but buyers are acting fast on the well-positioned ones. Now onto our little wine country gem in Plymouth. This area saw just 1 home close, which pulled the median close price down to $399,000. With 23 homes for sale, months of inventory hit 23, the highest in our region. The median list price fell nearly 15% this month to $975,000, and days on market dropped to 18 days compared to 144 days last month. Though again, with one sale, these types of data swings are pretty common. Bottom line, if you're buying in Plymouth, know your comps. If you're selling, standout marketing is non-negotiable. And if you're not really sure what standout marketing is, DM me or comment, and I'd be happy to share my listing marketing plan with you so you can see what it takes to make your property stand out in this market. I'll add a link below as well. If you're looking at outside Amador County or thinking about relocating closer to Sacramento, here are a few quick highlights from the areas many of my buyers and sellers are watching. Again, if you want stats in a particular area, just reach out. I'm happy to share. In Rancho Murieta, inventory rose slightly, and homes are now closing around 812,000. That's up about 3% from last month and well above the Sacramento County median close price of $551,000. Now, Rancho Cordova was holding steady. 35 homes closed with a median price of $630,000, which is much more in line with the Sac County's 551. Now, days on market improved slightly to 46 days compared to 52 days last month. And in Galt, Herald, and Wilton, closed prices dropped to $545,000, but homes sold faster. Days on market dropped from 60 to just 26 days. Inventory is still rising, but well-priced homes are moving. And in Folsom, closed prices held strong at $893,000. Days on market improved to 20 days, and inventory rose slightly. Still one of the steadiest markets in the region. As opposed to Dorado Hills, closed prices rose 16% to $1.45 million. Days on market fell sharply to 23 days, and sellers are getting about 99% asking. So Dorado Hills continues to outperform the broader county median price point of $705,000 for Dorado County. Mortgage rates are still hanging in the mid 6% range, with recent reports showing about 6.68%, depending on the loan program and borrower profile. No rate cuts have come from the Fed yet, and inflation is still proving sticky. That's kept mortgage rates higher than many were expecting this spring. Here's what we're watching. Bond market activity is keeping rates elevated. New tariffs on Chinese imports may increase construction costs, and economic uncertainty is creating volatility in rate forecasts. So yes, it's still a tug of war, but the smart move, focus on your monthly payment, not just the rate. And remember, you can always refinance when rates come down. I actually have a handy dandy little calculator that tells you how much it'll cost you now to buy with increased rates and refinance in a year or two when rates go down, compared to waiting until rates go down and home prices are up. It's a nifty little tool that I'll be talking about later this week. That's your market snapshot for May of 2025 in Amador County and beyond. Some areas are shifting towards buyers, others are still holding steady, and a few are seeing mixed signals. If you're feeling stuck, wondering whether to move now or wait, please don't guess. Let's build a plan that's aligned with your goals, your timing, and the market realities. And if all of this still feels like a foreign language, stay tuned. My Market Stats 101 video is almost here. It breaks everything down into plain English, and trust me, you won't need an economics degree to follow it. So stick around with me for more real estate insight just like this, and my June 2025 market update video coming to you next month.